Borough Market rocks.
Welcome back to Borough Talks, the Borough Market podcast. I'm Giulia Crouch, and this summer we're back at London's most iconic food market, speaking to the chefs and traders who bring it to life.
I personally like a strong builder's brew. So I call this like a builder brew with a hint of India, why not?
From the grill at Kolae to the ham roll pasta at Padella and unique flavours from La Pepia and Bianca Mora, this season is all about bold food and the people behind it.
The Italians doesn't eat on a feet. They need to sit on the table and talk to the people and enjoy that moment.
Join us as we dig into their stories.
What better to do than bring something from my country to just show it here to the people?
Seasonal ingredients.
It's really quite spicy and it's full of things that I love.
And take a closer look at what makes this market so special.
This beautiful building and this place, you'd be stupid to say no to a restaurant in Borough Market.
Cheers, guys.
This is Borough Talks. So I'm delighted to be joined by Andy Oliver, chef and co-founder of Kolae. It's a Southern Thai restaurant here in Borough Market. And I've been one time, and ever since then, I've recommended it to everybody. I was absolutely obsessed with the food. It stands out in my mind as like one of the best restaurants I've been to recently. I'm not trying to flatter you.
Thanks.
Loved it. Tell me about the name.
Yeah, so the name is a type of dish that we serve, but also a kind of almost like a technique of grilling and dipping in a curry sauce-like marinade that's used in the South, particularly in the far South. And it's most commonly found in the form of like a chicken skewer, like these Kolae chicken skewers, but you can use that technique to cook seafood and lots of other different proteins. So it's a dish that we love, and it represents this like interesting part of Southern cuisine that we try to represent.
And so the name is spelt with a K, but you said more with a G.
Yeah, you sometimes find it spelt either way, K or G, when it's translated into English. And originally the name comes from the Malay dialect. In the south of Thailand, the cooking traditions and a lot of the like ethnic community they're almost like ethnically Malay, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's dishes and words in the language that are more recognizable in Malaysia than they are in central Thailand.
Where did you guys get the idea for this restaurant, and when did that kind of come about?
We run Somsa, which is a Thai restaurant over in Spitalfields, and we've run that for almost 10 years now. Before that, like Mark and myself, who started Somsa, we worked together for David Thompson and a bunch of other Thai restaurants and stuff. And these Kolae dishes are dishes that we first came across through cooking Thai food with David Thompson, but also had eaten these dishes in Thailand and loved them and thought that they were like just really special, and surprised that they weren't represented much outside of Thailand. And also the idea came from just a love of Southern Thai food, just like traveling to the South quite a lot. There were like 4 or 5 distinct regions in Thailand, each with their own regional cuisine, if you like. If I had to pick one, it's probably my favorite. So I just like a deep love for Southern food and an excitement about Kolae dishes, those two things.
Why do you think the food from the South attracts you so much?
It's very bright and very vibrant. It's really quite spicy.
Yeah.
And it's full of things that I love. Like I love seafood and I love coconuts and all the things that come from coconuts, fresh coconut cream, like coconut palm sugar, roasted coconut. And it's also really interesting, like ethnically, like there's all these different ethnic groups in the south of Thailand, and they each have their own influence on Southern Thai food. And it's just a very special area with amazing ingredients, like obviously amazing beaches and islands, and really rich culturally as well. So it's like so much of Thai food, like you go there once and you enjoy it, but then you go back and you scratch the surface more and you find there's so much more to it. And it's a very exciting part of Thailand and a very exciting like series of ingredients and influences that come together to make Southern Thai food.
So what Thai food are we most familiar with in the UK then? Like what kind of region is best represented?
Mostly the central region.
Right.
So that's where Bangkok is, but it's also where traditionally most of the like money and influence and also trade and stuff. So like it's the most like, if you like, outward looking region of Thailand in terms of its influence on the rest of the world, and it has some amazing food. And in central Thai food there are a lot of those classics, hot and sour soup and green curry and red curry and pad thai and things like that. Those are amazing dishes, and naturally they got exported. But there are equally as amazing dishes in the north and the northeast and the south that maybe haven't made it so far afield or haven't had so much recognition. So it's nice to focus on another region.
So did you very consciously then want to kind of expand people's horizons when it comes to Thai cuisine?
That's already happening in London anyway, in the sense that like people are like traveling to Thailand more and more and getting more and more interested. I think wherever people travel now, they're more interested in like eating local cuisine and, you know, seeking out things that are genuinely like what local people eat and finding local restaurants. And, you know, maybe the internet's helping that along. And London and UK has like been on a good journey for a few years with doing more interesting Thai food or just like representing more of the like diversity of Thai food, if you like. So, you know, we're happy to play our little part in that. But most of all, the drive to open the restaurant and to do this food was just a love for that food.
And you cook a lot over fire here as well. Is that a big part of like Southern Thai cooking?
It's a big part of Thai cooking in general. Like most Thai cookery is cooked in, especially outside of the city, it's like cooked in quite rustic setup. It's a grill, it's a wok, but often at home it's just a little burner that would cook curries or soups, and it's a pestle and mortar. Maybe it's a little grill. Curries are a really big thing in the south of Thailand. You find a lot of curry shops. But for Kolae dishes, they are grilled dishes. So that's part of the reason that the grill is so central here.
And so tell me about your menu then. Like, what can people expect? How often does it change? What are your kind of signature dishes?
Our menu's kind of divided between like smaller, nibbly things to start. Things like little Kolae skewers with mussels and calamansi lime.
I love them, they're so good.
There are a few things like that that are going to probably stay. You know, they're just like part of the furniture here now. And biryani rice crackers, like crunchy rice crackers.
Oh yeah, I remember them, they were good.
So like some of those smaller things at the start, and then there's like things like relishes, which are more in the medium-sized category, and then some larger things like you might get a grilled mackerel or a curry, and those are like the slightly bigger format things that if you're eating, you know, we really recommend like sharing, starting with a few little nibbles, then going into perhaps like a couple of grilled dishes and salads or relishes, and then the main event might be a curry and a stir fry and rice. But with all Thai food, and here is no exception, we, you know, it tends to be in sharing style, family style. So as much as there's a kind of like natural like flow of the menu of some smaller to larger dishes, really the main thing is just order a bunch of dishes, eat them with rice, share with friends, and have dishes that form like a fun balance and loads of contrast on the table.
Yeah.
That's a really nice thing about eating Thai food, is you're not just like you're not eating your one bowl of curry, you're eating perhaps one plate of curry on the table, but there might also be like a soup, a salad, a relish and rice, and you get to jump between those dishes and eat rice as you go.
Yeah.
And that's a really fun and more like, you know, exciting,
Oh,
varied eating experience.
Absolutely. I think that's why Thai food is so exciting, because you've got many different flavors. It just feels so like lively, bright, just delicious. I love it. How much do you try and like stick to tradition, and how kind of creative and are you with your dishes?
Our starting point is to like cook the food and season the food like you find it in Thailand. If you take one curry, there might be loads of versions of that curry. We have this gengat curry on, like a coconut cream curry with lots of turmeric. There's tons of versions of that. And actually what we will often do is eat one version and realize that that's like the version that we really want to home in on and try and represent that as accurately as possible. What we want people to do when they come here is taste Thai food like it is in Thailand.
Yeah.
But around the edges, there's little bits of creativity. For example, the biryani rice crackers that we have at the start, they're a crunchy snack. That dish doesn't exist in Thailand. It's like, there is a biryani in the south of Thailand. It's a kind of Thai Muslim biryani. So there are big Muslim communities in the south and they make biryanis. And what we've done is just take this like delicious biryani rice that gets made in the south and make that recipe, then dehydrate the rice and then deep fry it and turn it into these crunchy rice crackers, and then serve it with all the traditional biryani garnishes that they serve in the south. They serve it with this like chili sauce and stuff like that. And that's an example of like us using a bit of playful creativity, but referencing a dish that exists in the south, and this flavor profile of the sauce and the ingredients and the fried shallots, all those things that you find with biryanis, associated with biryanis, but in a dish that just has a little bit of like a fun bit of creativity added. And there's a couple of spots around the menu where you find that. And also, we are a restaurant in the UK, and we want to embrace really good UK produce. So if you're trying to do something 100% authentically, you might say import the fish, import all the vegetables, and then represent that dish exactly like you'd find it in Thailand, except for the fact that those things have traveled a very, very long way. And there's some places, for example, like our stir-fried greens, where to us it makes total sense to be using like seasonal organic UK greens that are grown by places like Flourish Farm, stir-frying them, but with Thai seasonings and Thai technique. That's just like our version of what we think is a good way to cook nice Thai food in the UK, understanding that you're actually in the UK, you're not in Thailand.
That's the thing, it makes it more delicious, and you're still kind of respecting those recipes but doing it with the best produce you can get. How about like other kind of like specific ingredients, like I don't know, like certain types of chilies or certain herbs where you need that specific one?
Definitely.
What do you do? Where do you get them?
Well, we get them direct from Thailand.
Nice.
So like we use seasonal British meat, fish, and quite a lot of seasonal UK vegetables and fruit, but where they really fit well with Thai food. But there are a lot of things that are very specific from Thailand, be it really good quality shrimp paste or fish sauce or palm sugar, but also things really specific like herbs and young galangal and fresh turmeric and things like that. That like those don't get grown in the UK, and there isn't a good substitute for them, and you can't make really good Southern Thai food without them. So we import those things. We have an incredible relationship with suppliers who buy from Thailand directly for us. We order on a Monday, and the following Monday we receive specifically what we've ordered, and some of those things can be really seasonal and really unusual. So it's a nice mix for us where we get these like really interesting, really fresh ingredients from Thailand through our network there, but we also work with good UK suppliers for the like seasonal part of it on the UK side.
And you said it's quite a spicy cuisine. Do you ever try to like make it less spicy for an English audience?
So if someone says, can I have that dish less spicy? There are some dishes where we will adjust it a bit for you, make it a bit less spicy, but we can't make it not spicy because it won't be the dish anymore.
Just ruin the nature of it.
Yeah, like if you take a really spicy curry and then you reduce the curry paste so much that it's not spicy, it's just not the same dish anymore. But our first port of call is always to have a menu that has a nice balance between spicy dishes and not spicy dishes. It's kind of a common misconception in Thai food that like all Thai dishes should be spicy. There's actually a whole load of dishes that are like authentically not spicy.
Yeah.
So it's just great to have some of those on the menu so you can guide people towards these dishes where like this is how it's found in Thailand and it isn't spicy there. So, you know, have that one if you don't want to.
Yeah,
and
that would be a good pick.
Yeah, and also remembering that people are ordering like a balanced meal in several dishes. Even if they don't eat spicy, you can manage to maybe have one spicy dish on the table amongst 4 or 5. That's fine. And, you know, that's a lot more fine than if it's like your own bowl of curry and it's too hot and you can't eat it.
Totally.
So you can encourage people to be a little bit adventurous as well and like have maybe one dish that's just like a bit out their normal spice range, as long as the other dishes on the table are maybe at the other end of the range, and then you can jump between the dishes and, you know, get a little jolt of spice and then have a breath.
Is there like a drink that they can have with things to make it less spicy?
We tend to have like iced cold brew teas, which we just give away. And we also send out, if people are really struggling, one thing we do is send out this like little plate of crunchy, juicy vegetables. So like cucumbers or kohlrabi or radish.
Little refreshment.
Yeah, with ice. And it's just when you eat that, it sort of cools the palate down a bit. So we do get like the emergency button pressed a bit and people have to like rush out these bowls of cold cucumbers.
Running around with cucumbers.
Yeah.
For me though, I don't know if you agree with this, but Thai food is all about balance. Like even within one dish, I feel like it's always perfectly balanced and you've got those different elements of flavour. It's never like an overwhelm of one element. Do you think that's right?
I think that's right. I think because the food's meant to be eaten sharing, particularly some dishes, like if you have a noodle dish, that's like a one plate dish, that's like a meal in a plate if you like. But for instance, on the table you might have a plate of sweet pork, which is like pork belly cooked in like palm sugar and some fish sauce and spices. It's like quite rich and sweet, and you know, I think if you had a lot of that it would be too much. But the idea is that you eat that dish with various other dishes on the table. There you find
the balance.
Yeah.
So we've just been brought some dishes to try. Where should we begin? It all looks so beautiful. Should we start here?
Yeah, that is Kolae beef skewers. So as I mentioned earlier, Kolae is like the type of dish, but actually there's loads of variations there. It's most commonly found with chicken, but sometimes cooked with beef or goat. So we've got two types of Kolae on the table here. One is these Kolae beef skewers and also Kolae mussel skewers. The beef skewers are made with bavette, and the Kolae sauce is a little bit richer and a little bit heavier on dried spice,
Right.
which goes with the stronger flavour of the meat. And on top, you've got crispy shallots, which is quite a common thing in Thai Muslim cooking. So yeah, like rich, not hot spicy, but dried spice, you know.
Beautiful. Should we try?
Yeah.
It's so tasty. It's perfectly cooked and like the sauce is so rich but sweet and incredible.
Nice. Oh, great.
So what goes into that sauce? Tell me again.
So it's a curry paste that is specific to Kolae and even specific to this dish. Quite simple curry paste like red chilies, galangal, ginger, turmeric, shallots, garlic, shrimp paste, and then some dried spices like cumin, coriander seed, cassia, and Thai cardamom, like ground and roasted. So we make all of our curry paste and we make all of our fresh coconut cream. So we break coconuts every morning and press them and make fresh coconut cream, and that forms the basis of the curries and sauces here.
Do you think that makes a big difference?
It does make a big difference. It is an ingredient that's like a lot of work to make. It's hard work breaking open coconuts and grating them. So you really have to like believe that it's worth it to ask people to do it, and we do think it is. You know, it tastes different, but also like cooks very differently than coconut cream from a tin. As much as like you can make a nice curry from them, we're just trying to do things as fresh and with as best ingredients possible. And part of that for us is making things like the curry paste and the coconut cream.
I just think it adds like a sweetness and a creaminess,
Yeah.
and there's just like a lovely warm depth to that dish,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is so tempting. I want to try the mussels because these really stand out in my memory. Should I put some lime on the top?
Yeah, great. So yeah,
Are these
again,
traditional?
Yeah, so you find them with this dish, this Kolae, with it's most commonly with cockles in the south, but like works just the same with mussels, and we have such great mussels in the UK, so it makes a lot of sense to use mussels. It's a really fun process. You steam the mussels open, and then you dip them in a mixture of like fresh coconut cream, turmeric, black pepper, and salt, and we smoke them one time. And then we skewer them, and then we dip them in the Kolae sauce, and then we grill them and kind of like dip them and grill them. So they actually get cooked several times by the time that it's a kind of like process of like layering up flavor.
Almost like basting them in the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like when you hear that, you're like, they should be like really rubbery at the end of it. But
They're not at all.
They get this like fun, chewy texture, but ultimately they're soft and smoky and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say they're chewy. They feel soft and just like perfectly cooked, really. I just think like that is the perfect starter with a cold beer.
Yeah.
That's an incredible bar snack.
Yeah, when I first tasted these, you know, you're just like, oh, that's, you know, wow, that's a good dish. You know, so.
Do you think that's one of your signatures? 'Cause
I think
it stands
is,
out
yeah.
for me.
It was like straight on the menu right at the start, and yeah, I think it is the dish that represents the restaurant more than any other.
Nice. So what else have we got here?
Two dishes, a bit of yin and yang in terms of heat levels. Like this is a raw sea bass relish in a kind of Koh Samui style. Koh Samui is an island off the coast of Thailand. Thai cuisine is very regional, and some islands have their own regional specialities. And Koh Samui is somewhere where our head chef Jamie and myself, and Jamie's been once before. There's a really, really special cookery school there. So when we traveled there, we did some cookery masterclasses there and learned more about specific Koh Samui dishes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they do in Koh Samui is make seasoned dishes with like almost like a spicy shrimp paste as a seasoning. So this is like a kind of fisherman's relish / salad of raw fish seasoned with this spicy shrimp paste. And then you eat it with like herbs and raw vegetables. At the restaurant, we always have like a relish on of some sort, and those change depending on the season or what we feel like cooking at that time. So there's always one of these relishes, and they're normally like quite intense, and the idea is that you eat them with vegetables and sprigs of herbs and things. In Thai, they're called like nam priks, means like chili relish, and they're a massive part of Thai cuisine. They're as important to Thai people as like curries are, if you like. But it's one of those dishes that not lots of people outside of Thailand know about.
Yeah.
But once you get into eating them and the way of eating them with these bits of herbs and vegetables, and sometimes like boiled vegetables, deep fried vegetables, grilled bits of fish or meat or crispy pork on the side, they're an incredibly fun kind of category of Thai dish.
It's exciting to try something new like that, and I love it when it's got all the herbs, just such a freshness to it.
Yeah, and you can definitely really embrace like what's seasonal at the time. Some of this stuff is from Thailand, but some's from Flourish Farm, so it's a nice mix where you get really seasonal UK stuff,
Yeah.
unusual Thai stuff.
What are these veggies?
You've got like fennel tops there, some Thai basil. That is a purple basil. This is white turmeric. So people know about yellow turmeric, but this is white turmeric. It's quite common in Thai food, eaten with relishes, often eaten raw. And this is a Thai aubergine, an apple aubergine, quite sweet and crunchy. Again, good to eat raw. So you can kind of like eat some of the relish and chase it with the vegetables or herbs, or dip the vegetables or herbs.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's so exciting, like so tasty. I want to try this bit. So I just had the kind of, what was that? An aubergine?
Yeah, called it like an apple aubergine, they get called.
Because it's a bit crunchy like an apple.
Yeah, it looks like a green apple and tastes a bit crunchy and sweet.
I love this contrast of having that crunchy kind of fresh veg with the super
zippy,
spicy, like in your face relish. How much time did you spend in Thailand? When did you go?
First went there in 2001 and been kind of going every year since, really. And with running the restaurants, taking staff out there and trying to really learn more each time and spend time with local people and go to different regions and cook local style dishes, often like homestay style experiences, or
That's really fun.
yeah, just get off the beaten track and try and understand local traditions and local cooking. And we've got a lovely network of friends out there who help us when we go on a trip now. And personally, I spent time in Thailand, been going regularly, but also spending some longer periods there, including like spending 6 months in Bangkok, like working at Bolan, a restaurant.
Oh, nice.
So had it like a few deep dive moments where I just went and worked in restaurants like 6 days a week.
What was like the biggest thing you learned about the cuisine from having that experience?
I think it's like seasoning is the hardest thing in Thai food in terms of just like really understanding what you're aiming for and really being able to like separate lots of strong flavors in your mind and work out what a dish needs or how to balance those flavors. And that's something that is always a work in progress. Like you're always with Thai food, you never know it all because it's so vast, and you realize how much there is to learn. But being in Thailand and having those more intense periods definitely help you make progress towards knowing really how to like season the food, what to aim for, and what is the kind of character or the soul of a dish that you want to try and represent. It's a kind of cuisine that's a bit like hard to get your hands around. It's hard to like fully, you never want to be saying, I've mastered Thai food. It's that big and it's that hard to get your hands around.
Oh, 100%.
You don't know enough about it if you're saying you've mastered it.
No way. Like to me, it feels relatively complex. I've been trying to cook more Thai food at home because it's just not something that I've really done before, despite the fact that I absolutely love Thai food.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just don't really know where to begin.
Yeah.
With, say, like Italian, it feels so straightforward. Or
I think some of the seasoning things are, you can really feel like, oh, there's not enough salt, just about the right amount of salt, too much salt. That's a lot easier to understand than this like pounded salad that has like, isn't very spicy, but it's got sweetness, it's got sourness, it's got bitterness, and it's got salt somewhere in the mix as well, and like umami and other things going on, and you're trying to like be like, does it need a bit more fish sauce? Does it need a bit more? And that's a really fun process, and you need to train your palate, and you just need to practice that. And
that's why I think it's such an exciting cuisine though, because there's so many things going on at once. Like for your brain, it's so exciting.
100%. David Thompson has some analogy where he says something like, cooking normal food is like checkers or drafts, and cooking Thai food is like playing chess.
I love
in the
that.
sense of like more pieces, more moves, more complexity.
Yeah, I see that for sure. What's this final dish that we've got? Is this pork belly?
Yeah, so this is mu hong, which is a like soy braised pork from the south.
It's beautiful. It's like glistening. It looks so delicious.
It's a lovely, like one of those, we were talking about like naturally, like authentically not spicy dishes. Well, this is one of those. This is just like, there are big Chinese communities in the south of Thailand, and wherever you find different ethnic communities in Thailand, you tend to find like a fusion between their cooking traditions and Thai cooking traditions.
Yeah.
And so this is like a Thai Chinese dish, if you like, which has like Chinese dark soy sauce and Chinese spices and this kind of like technique of slow braising pork belly in them.
How long do you cook it for?
Gets cooked for like 3 or 4 hours, depending on the pork and the oven temperature and stuff.
It falls apart so easily.
Yeah, like nice Thai palm sugar, like a paste made from coriander roots and pepper and garlic.
Beautiful. I'm going to use the spoon to eat it because I want to get that
Yeah,
sauce,
go
even
for
though
it,
I
go
should
for
probably
it.
be more ladylike and use the fork.
No, get stuck in.
What's most popular on the menu? What sells really well?
I think like the skewers, people love skewers and people love chicken skewers. You know, Kolae chicken skewers are really, really popular. We have these crunchy like vegetable fritters with like fermented chili and cashews. They're really, really popular. This is really popular.
It's wonderful.
We have a spicy mango salad that goes really well with all this. That's like a real big seller as well.
I feel like the sweetness there is so comforting.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not like overly sweet.
Yeah.
It just got that lovely
Yeah.
kind of like, it's honestly like a big hug. I just love it so much. So tasty.
Yeah. And it's good after like some of the more fiery dishes. You can like, that's an example of like dish you like go back to that one after a fiery salad or relish.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like almost have a bit of a reset, have that
Oh, yeah.
hug, and then you go back to something spicy.
Something more challenging.
Yeah, exactly.
So is the idea that like all the food kind of comes out in one go?
Definitely multiple dishes on the table at once, but like some of the smaller dishes good to nibble on first. And then the idea is that, you know, when it comes to like the main part of your meal, you've got a few things. It depends on which order people make. And so we always, when we're in the kitchen, we look at the order. The chef's job is to like look at each person's order and be like, oh, this is a nice way to send their food.
Right.
And try to do
I like that.
So that you're like, oh, I know that like it'll be fun to eat that dish first, and then we'll send them these 3 dishes together or in quick succession so that they've got this like nice mix of flavors.
It's quite curated in a way.
Yeah.
And you're really thinking about their enjoyment.
Yeah, and the other thing that I haven't mentioned is we do like a set menu as well. So if anyone comes and they want to just like have a nice taste of Kolae that starts with a nibble and then goes on to like some grill and salad and then finishes with some like larger dishes, you can just be like, would you like to order our set menu? And then we do the rest.
Yeah.
And it's a nicely balanced, curated mixture of dishes that come out in a nice order and give you this like nice shared Thai meal experience without you having to think too much about it.
I like that kind of thing. So have you always cooked Thai food for your whole like chef career?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I fell in love with Thai food quite young, and when I first decided I was going to be a chef, I spent some time in different kitchens, and I spent some time in really great places like Morrow and Bocca de Lupo and stuff, and loved that food. But I spent time in Nam Kitchen, like David Thompson's Thai restaurant at the time, and I already loved Thai food. But when I kind of came across David and his, you know, the type of Thai food he was cooking, I didn't really look back. I was like, okay, I'm set now. Like, and I was starting slightly later than some. I think I was maybe 26 or something when I was stepping into kitchens for the first time. So I was kind of conscious that like it made sense to just find what you love the most and just jump into that rather
100%.
than move cuisines around. And I still at home I cook like all different cuisine, but my main love is Thai food, and so I've only ever done that professionally.
Did you always want to be a chef?
No, but I did always love cooking, and I kind of thought from quite a young age that I wanted to like open a food business of some sort. But I had the sense that like, you know, maybe being a chef's a bit of a mug's game, you know, it's like quite hard work and not like late nights and
sociable
not,
hours.
not the best pay and stuff like that, which, you know, of course is all true. So I thought like, oh, I might like try and open a food business, and I didn't really know exactly. You know, I just knew that my love for food was growing and I was cooking more and more, and the pull of the kitchen eventually just like, right, I'll just jump in the kitchen and see what happens. Yeah, it didn't really look back from there. Like, there's definitely been hard times along the way, and it is a challenging career choice.
Oh yeah.
With a lot of sacrifice, but I never doubted the original decision to head off in that direction.
And so you've been open about a year and a half now, is that right?
Yeah, about that.
What's been kind of some of the biggest challenges, but also like your proudest moments in that time?
I think challenges are like we have this really beautiful building here where we have 3 floors, and each floor is not huge but has its own like distinct atmosphere. We're up here at the top where we've got this lovely room that operates as a private dining room. Our previous restaurant, our other restaurant, Somsar, is all on one floor. And so moving to here and like coming to Borough Market, this amazing busy place, and then operating a restaurant that's like divided over 3 floors, that took a lot of adapting to. And I think just in general, like opening a restaurant in a busy place like this, it takes, a good year, I think, before you're getting things where you want them to be.
Right.
I think we did a good job of opening, but you're always looking to like tweak things, improve things. And I think like that process of getting used to the space, getting a new team, building the culture has, just takes time.
Yeah,
and
settling in.
Yeah, and I think we're getting there now.
I feel like it was a hit straight away.
It was definitely busy from the get-go, and we had good reviews and stuff. When you're running it, you always have an idea of where you are and where you want to be and stuff. And I think there was just lots of work to do to head it off in the right direction, and that was challenging. But we've got a really great team, and that's built over time. And Borough Market is this very special place to like run a restaurant. So
why was this like the right location for you guys?
I think it just felt like this beautiful building and this place. You'd be stupid to say no to a restaurant in Borough Market, and also Borough Market, it's got some Thai stuff going on, but nice. Felt like there was room for us as a Thai restaurant to land down here, and it's been on a really exciting journey, in terms of the restaurants that have opened in recent years in Borough, and it felt like just great timing for us to like be part of that and add a Thai restaurant into this little part of the street. We took a long time from opening Somsar to open our second restaurant. Some people would have opened like 5 restaurants in that time, and we're just like quite slow and quite cautious. But in retrospect, that seems like the right approach. Like, we'd rather go slower and find somewhere really special like this, and we feel very fortunate to be here, and it feels right.
And what's the best part of your job?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few bits. I think like being able to like work with just a team who are excited about what they do, that's really lovely. And constantly meeting new people and having young people arrive and be excited, and the energy, that's amazing. And also just having the ability to just be really interested in a subject like Thai food and be able to walk into the restaurant and work with the team to like cook a dish that we love. And we do get to go in a normal year like out to Thailand at some point and take a few of the team.
Oh, nice.
And that is a great privilege. And then if you combine being able to go out there and have these really interesting experiences, and then the privilege of being able to like try to cook that food back here in London with these like lovely ingredients and the great suppliers that we have. There's hard bits to running restaurants, but I'm feel very privileged to be able to do that.
For sure. And what's next for you guys?
Well, nothing would be our normal response, because like we basically opened Kolae and like don't really want to open another restaurant, like in the sense of like we're just happy running 2 restaurants and trying to work really hard to keep them special and good and look after the team and enjoy it along the way and not just run on to the next thing.
For sure. And when are you next off to Thailand?
It will probably be in January, I think. That's a great time to go because there's a natural little lull in hospitality then, and it's also just a great time to head out to Thailand. And like, funnily, there's like quite a few London restaurants. Like, there's a few people like the folks from Kiln and such like who you just see quite a few people head out to Thailand. And it's a great time to go out, and you'll bump into other people out there. And as I say, after Christmas with the like busyness and everything, it's a nice little moment where the team get a bit of a breath, and 1 or 2 people get to go out to Thailand and learn and how to reset and think about ideas that we can bring back and incorporate into the restaurant for the coming year.
And do you still learn something new every time you go out there?
Oh, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. You, as I say, you get kind of humbled every time you go out because, you just learn that there's always more to learn, and those things that those assumptions that you made, like, oh, there's this dish and I know those things about this dish. Well, you might go out there and find out there's actually 5 versions of that dish and you thought there was 1. Or like, there's this rule about this dish that you held really, really on a pedestal in your head. It was like this defining thing about it. And then you're like, oh, like I've just seen a version of it that like breaks that rule. And then you're like thinking about it and you're being like, so how do I define, you get kind of confused in a good way. You're so I thought I like completely understood it and now I don't. But that makes me want to ask more questions. That's a fun process.
Kind of just adds to the excitement of Thai food even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit mysterious. It's a bit hard to get your hands around. It's delicious, and it's always evolving and changing as well, like as cooks are cooking and different influences are arriving and coming and going, and modernization and all that kind of stuff. It's never the same. You're always surprised and excited when you head out there.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This has
Pleasure.
been so fascinating and so delicious, and I can't wait to keep tucking into the food
well, you know
after
where we
we
are.
finish recording. Thank you so much. You've been
Pleasure.
brilliant.
Nice one. Thank you.
A big thank you to Andy for sharing the story behind his Thai-inspired dishes and his deep respect for traditional cooking. Borough Talks is hosted by me, Giulia Crouch. Produced by James Deacom. Audio, editing and sound by Chris Attaway. Video by Felipe Franco. Thanks to Nina, Bethan and Matt at Borough Market. And thanks to all our guests for the food, the conversation and all the time. And thanks to Kolae for being the backdrop to this series.